You're attacking your mind.
The nigga is me, I'm him, I'm not them. I'm him Jones, I'm him Duncan. I will beat a nigga ass and stomp him in my Timberlands.
It's now 2024. Okay, we're a little late. We're a little late getting started in 2024, but whatever. Either way, still 2024. Okay. And we're learning a lot about what the world is in this new day and age. One of those things that we're learning is that we used to be in the F around stages of society, right? If you F around, now was the time. Back in the days, back in good old 2023, 2022, 2021, even low-key F 2020. Even then, but it's 2024. And in 2024, we are in find out season. That's right, we are. And y'all need to stop playing with folks, okay? There's certain things that have always been a little bit sacred, but y'all play too much. And guess what? Now y'all are finding out. For those of you who are not reading, I'll read it for you. It says, man sentenced for killing Target coworker who took his lunch. I said that correctly. Now, the sentence, y'all. The sentence. Now, this right here is the man who is going to be spending literally the rest of his life in prison over lunch. Okay? His name is Bazen Berhe. He's 25 years old, and he was sentenced to 100 years in prison. 30 years of the sentence was suspended, so 70 years, but still 100 years in prison for stabbing and bludgeoning to death a Target store coworker over stealing his lunch. Now, for those of y'all, so just so you have all of the names handy in your head, okay? This is 58-year-old Hernan Leiva. He is a janitor at Target, and he is the victim in this story. Now, when I say the victim, I mean the victim who was bludgeoned to death, lost his life over a stolen sandwich? I don't know. We just know it's lunch. We know for sure it's lunch, right? Of course, he is the lunch thief. So there was a personal or real crime committed. I think this is why we don't allow vigilante justice, but I digress. Let's learn a little bit about the story. Now, during his sentencing last Tuesday, 25-year-old Bazen Berhe threatened to kill or hurt more people unless he was given the harshest possible punishment, Commonwealth's attorney Steve Descano said in a press release. A Fairfax County judge handed Berhe a 100-year prison term with 30 years suspended, so he will spend the next 70 years behind bars. Now, people do live to over 100, so I guess it's possible he'll get out. Berhe, from Alexandria, was working at the Bailey's Crossroads Target when in April of 2021, he ambushed 58-year-old store janitor Hernan Leiva and killed him with knives and a hammer. So this happened on the 21st of April. Now, Berhe was charged with first-degree murder in the savage slaying, and he says that the slaying was triggered because Leiva stole food from the office fridge on April 14th. The disgruntled Target worker said he was upset by the alleged theft and spent the next few days plotting his homicidal revenge. He knew the janitor. I don't know if he saw the janitor had stolen the lunch, if maybe the janitor had taunted him. I don't know why he knew the janitor had stolen the lunch, but either he knew or he believed at least that the janitor stole this lunch. And this was on April 14th. And so what he did then was he plotted for 7 days. He plotted for a week. He knew he was going to do this. Day one, he just went home and started plotting, right? Now, maybe it's because he was super hungry. He was super just disappointed. Y'all know how that feels, right? Like, it's like you had your leftovers from that really insanely good restaurant or expensive place or something, or mama's home cooking and whatever. And you couldn't wait to eat it. Oh my God, you couldn't wait to eat it. And then you just had your leftovers and they're supposed to be safe in the fridge. And then you go to eat it and it's not even just like a little bit's gone, like all of it's gone. So now you have nothing to eat and you are super disappointed, like beyond disappointed, right? Because now you're going to have to buy like a fridge, an orange from Target or something, like, dude, a chocolate bar. And that's what you get to eat. If you can afford the chocolate bar, maybe you can. A lot of millennials and Gen Zers are living paycheck to paycheck. So yeah. So he sat at home and he just sweltered, fuming all night. Well, the next day, Berhe bought a hammer and a pair of knives while leaving his shift at Target. And he told detectives that he spent the following day training for murder. This is all according to a press release, okay? So, they're not just like making this up or whatever, okay? This is all according to the press release. Now, Leiva, on the third day, April 17th, Berhe arrived at the Target employee parking lot and lay in wait for Leiva. When the unsuspecting janitor showed up to work, Berhe charged at him with an arsenal of weapons, stabbing and beating him before running away. Okay, so this was actually, I see what, okay, so it wasn't 7 whole days, but it was several days. That was definitely, 3-4 days that he sat there and he stewed and he plotted and then he laid in wait. Like, he was, a short time later, Berhe returned to the parking lot and surrendered himself to the police officers who were investigating the crime. Like, they didn't even have to come find him. Dude. Berhe immediately confessed to Leiva's killing and pleaded guilty to first-degree murder in October of 2023. Mr. Leiva's unnecessary and tragic death leaves behind a grieving family and community, one that will never be the same after such a senseless act of violence, Toscano said. In this case, because of the unique and self-proclaimed danger the defendant continues to pose to the community, today's sentence was a necessary outcome for maintaining public safety. Now, Leiva was a native of El Salvador who lived in Falls Church, Virginia with his partner, Esperanza, and his 2 sons. Oh, according to his online obituary, which praised him as an extraordinarily hard worker and prominent figure to his family, who was beloved for his sense of humor. He was an exemplary figure and beacon of light in your moment of darkness, son Jesse Leiva wrote in the description of a GoFundMe campaign. Oh. So, I mean, listen, people want to know, right? It's not just me wondering, like, well, what's the spectacular lunch? People want to know. You take a look at some of the comments here, not justifying what he did, but never compromise a man's plate. Mr. Conky Pie said, "You should never steal a man's lunch." Mixed by Twiz said, "No lunch on this earth is worth risking 100 years. Bro, I'm with you on that. But listen, you don't know when people are fed up. You don't know when the smallest thing you do, the smallest slight is going to be the straw that broke the camel's back. You don't know. Stop playing with people. We were in F around season. We are now in find out season. Okay? So if you don't want to find out, stop effing around. Okay. Right? And you look at these people. Monero de Janeiro. I know, man. What was that lunch? Girl, I'm trying. Eric said that meal was to die for. Big Io said, I understand him. Yo, low key. Not high key, but low key. I low key understand him also, right? Grayson said, I don't even know what to say. Right? Because there's that part of you that knows that feeling, right? Like, I know the feeling too. The level of hurt, anger, disappointment, sadness on that note, Mama Rubes, I am very sorry for every time you came home from some restaurant with like leftovers or whatever, and I immediately decided in my teen years, right, that food must be my food. It must be for me. And then I like shrugged off when you would talk about how disappointed you were. I apologize. Kids are jerks. Yeah, Dave, the reply guy, said, never mess with a man's leftovers. Gracie said, I wonder what food that costs someone's life. I know. I really do. Goat Father said, man, don't joke with food. Big Yak said, getting 100 years because the food is crazy. He needs extra time for that hairline too. Alexander Kronig said, all over a stolen lunch. Yeah, man, all over a stolen. Listen, y'all need to stop judging. Y'all need to stop judging what you think is going to be a big deal, because what is a big deal for you might not be a big deal for others, and vice versa. Okay? We need to recognize certain kinds of things. And again, like I said, 2024, find out season. Unfortunately, everybody found out in this story. It's quite sad. Let me know what y'all think about this one, y'all. I mean, how far would you go to exact revenge on a stolen lunch? I don't know. Have y'all ever been to that point where you're like, yo, if you do me one more thing, one more. You ever look up in the sky and say, God, if one more thing happens to me today, you better not make it today, because today is not the time. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think.
You're attacking your mind. The nigga is me. I'm him. I'm not them. I'm him Jones. I'm him Duncan. I will beat a nigga and stomp him in my Timberlands.